Hey, welcome back to Bobb-z Callahan's Word of Advice, and I finally have someone else in my video. Maybe you remember this guy from the original series of my Word of Advice videos. This is...
I'm not telling you my name. I'm just kidding. My name is Zach. You guys should remember me.
Yes, this is Zach Nunlist. He was in a Word of Advice video for the original series, and he said he wanted to be in another one, so I thought, why not on this topic, which is starting a new form of school. And I wanted to talk about this topic because it is almost that time again for a lot of young adults and a lot of teenagers to go back to school. I know, kind of sad for some people, but also kind of exciting for some people.
Yeah.
But also, maybe it is very nerve-wracking for some people, because maybe you are out there watching this and maybe you are about to enter middle school, high school, or college. And I think both of us can agree that that can be a nerve-wracking thing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'd say that. Entering middle school from elementary school isn't really too bad. That's when a lot of people stop believing in cooties. I myself didn't stop believing in cooties until, well, I still believe in cooties. Entering middle school isn't too bad, but that's when you really enter into the judgmental years. When you are in middle school, it's always about who's got the best stuff and who is the coolest person, and they've got all of your cliques, like the popular people, the goths, the jocks, and all that.
And I think you'll find that also in high school a little bit too. Maybe not as bad.
Much less in high school.
But you'll still find stuff similar to it.
And, I mean, for those of you middle schoolers entering into high school, I just graduated high school. It's not that bad. Yeah, walking into Oak Hills, if that's where you're going, is huge, and you tend to get used to it. And once you get used to it, you'll know the school like the back of your hand, you'll know most of the teachers, and high school's not that bad, and most of the time, the cliques, like the popular people and everything, they tend to diminish, and you will find your own group of friends.
If there's anything I could say when you're about to start a new form of school, middle school, high school, or college, perhaps you may be thinking to yourself like I did, shoot, is the homework going to be much harder, or will I be able to fit in? And if there's anything I could say about those two things, and this also goes towards college as well, for the homework, yeah, it may be a step up, but if you work hard enough on your homework, and if you spend enough time on it, then you can get through the homework that you are working on, and you can learn from it, and over time, you can probably see that it's not as bad as you once thought it was. And also for this whole part about fitting in, which I think a lot of us may be thinking at first when we're starting a new form of school.
Yeah.
The biggest piece of advice which I could pass on to you out there if you're thinking this is remember to be yourself. You are being honest when you are showing the world who you really are. And I believe if you do that, whether you're about to start middle school, high school, or college, then you are very, very likely to find somebody, or even a group of people, who can relate to you. And that is much better than faking it and trying to fit in with a crowd who may be totally different than who you really are. You know, I would say be yourself.
As cliche as it sounds to say be yourself, I agree 100%. And one of the things that people tend to think about doing when they enter a new school, a new type of school, is reinventing themselves. That is the worst idea. Because if you reinvent yourself, now if you want to change, like you think that being you is, that you think that you're a bad person, I wouldn't say that, I would say first off, think about it a lot. Now, if you're out there doing a bunch of drugs and you're getting in a lot of trouble, I would definitely say reinvent yourself a little bit. But if you're a pretty cool person and you tend to get along with people and stuff like that, don't reinvent yourself just so you'll fit in.
Right.
Because it's all a puzzle. You are a piece of a puzzle, and you will fit in where you're needed. You can't force a puzzle piece to fit in where it doesn't belong. You can't force a fairy princess puzzle piece to fit in with a bear puzzle. It just doesn't work. And just be yourself as much as you possibly can. If you stay yourself, you will find people who will like you and who will respect you and think you're one of the greatest people.
And you'll also probably be very happier when you decide to be yourself, because it is so much easier to be yourself than to be someone totally different trying to fit in.
And try your best not to be shy. Try to be that person. If you're a shy person, set a goal for yourself. Like, I'm going to talk to 2 different people today. And those 2 people could possibly become 2 more friends. And then they can introduce you to their friends, and they can introduce you to their friends. And when you know it, you've got 50 friends. And it's great having friends that you can rely on. And as Bobb-z was saying earlier with the homework thing, my first 2 years of high school, I wasn't necessarily the best student. I didn't do my homework, I'm not going to lie. I almost never did my homework. But junior and senior year, if you do what I did, I worked my butt off so much in class that I got my classwork finished in time so I could do my homework in class. That's one of my favorite things to be able to do, is have time to spend doing your homework in class, so you have more time to spend hanging out and doing what you like to do with your friends after school and not having to do that homework because it's already finished.
Yep. So overall, I think we have made the main points here. When you are about to enter a new phase of school, middle school, high school, or college, just remember, give it your best when you are doing your homework. And yes, it may be a little harder over time, but I know that anyone can get their homework done and learn from it if they really give it their best effort. And also, show the world who you really are. You will be happier if you show the world who you really are by being yourself, and you are likely to find other people who are similar to you. And overall, remember, you'll have your good days and you'll have your bad days, no matter what. But entering a new phase of school can be fun, and you will likely create a lot of fun memories in the process when you do that.
Now, going along with Bobb-z saying there can be good days and there will be bad days, just saying that, be warned that you can't make it an excuse, oh, I'm having a bad day, so I'm not doing my homework tonight.
Yeah.
That is not a good excuse. If you tell your teacher, oh, I didn't do my homework, why not? I had a bad day yesterday. You're going to get a big fat F.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much in middle school because they tend to hold your hand more than they should. But if you're in high school or college,
yeah,
and you say, I had a bad day, I didn't do my work,
that's not going to go
over well.
It's like,
oh, well, then you get a 0. And if you get 1 0, that can add up to 10 zeros. Like, one thing that I was told in one of my classes last year is that in order to make up for 1 missing assignment, you have to do 5 assignments perfectly. And that's not always easy to do.
Right.
So even if you do have a bad day, make sure you take time out of your day to do what you need to do and be a responsible person.
Right.
Because when you enter into high school...
And college.
And college. But what I'm saying is when you enter into high school, that is... For me, it was the beginning of my life. That is when I had to start becoming a responsible adult. Well, almost adult. And once you get up through high school and you graduate, you have to become a responsible adult and take responsibility. And you can't just let a bad day get in the way of you getting your goals done.
That's right.
Even in the workforce, if you have a bad day and you don't make, say you have a certain amount of pieces you have to do for a factory job, if you're having a bad day, say you don't get all of your pieces done, they're not going to sympathize with you most of the time. They'll just be like, oh, well, don't do it again or you're going to get fired.
Right.
So,
and this is stuff I will come back to in a very near future video when it comes to completing homework.
Yeah. And making excuses.
And making excuses.
Don't make excuses to not do your work.
That's right. So overall, remember, do your homework, give it your best effort, be yourself, and be ready for the good days and bad days. And just try to have fun and create the memories when you enter into a new phase of school. And with that, we certainly hope all the advice we've talked about in this video will come in handy. And again, this is
Zach. I hope that you'll see me again in another video.
Come back for another word of advice video very soon. See ya.